Fantastic. That's one of the great things about our place team is the training we have, the resources. I mean, it is truly, truly second to none. So I'm super stoked about that. And today I want to talk about what you guys are probably seeing a lot of is canceled and expireds coming up. And there's some nuances to this. I just want to make certain that we're kind of refreshing our memories as far as what we need to focus on when we go through these. So typically with the canceled and expireds, we're going to have to stand out from an avalanche of agents. And what I mean by that is you've got everybody calling. And how many times have you guys heard you're the 1,000th agent that's called me today or something like that on canceled and expireds? So somehow we have to stand out as far as from that avalanche of agents. And one of the things we need to do is kind of get in the mindset of what the seller is. Because the seller just had this property on the market for a while, so he's going to be disappointed. There's typically 3 different reactions you're going to get. One is going to hate every agent out there. He's going to be confused as far as what to do next. Or you're going to have another one where he's just going to get right back on it and start interviewing new agents immediately. So you're going to need to be conciliatory. You're going to need to find his motivation, discuss the 3 reasons properties don't sell, offer solutions, and then close for the appointment. Now, when you call expired leads, you're going to be hit with more objections. Okay, these are most likely going to come even quicker when the lead is probably frustrated and has been contacted by so many agents. To make yourself stand out, and smart inside sales, we use techniques called PPO process, and it stands for perspective, process, outcome. And what we're doing is walking them through that perspective and then getting into what his logical next step will be. And one of the things we talk about when we go into the reactions you're going to get, I always want to put it in relationships because everybody understands relationships. Okay. The ones that hates all agents, I want you to think is that person's never going to date again. Okay. They either hate all men, all women. Okay. And the reactions you're going to get are they're going to hang up the phone call. They're going to scream at you. They're going to be rude to you. And that means they had a bad breakup. All right. The second one is they're going to be confused. They don't know why they did not get married or why they're not still together. Okay. And they're going to be talking about, we just want to take a break from the listing. We want to wait till spring. We want to let the market change. So the last one is they're going to be interviewing new agents immediately, which means they're right back on the dating sites like Farmers Only and Match and all those others. Okay. And when you do that, you want to be the first to get in there for your appointments to close them because they're just looking for an agent is what they're doing. Now that PPO process, and I apologize for the small print this morning. I know you guys have to kind of squint to see it, especially if you're on your phone right now. But again, these are being recorded, so they'll be on our YouTube channel, so you can look at this later too. But the prospect's perspective and their past experience, knowledge, and speculation, examples may lead them. I've sold my home myself before. I've already met with an agent. I can do what an agent does. You guys don't do much, okay? The prospect's process is their own plan that they have for their situation. Examples, I'm going to sell the home myself. I'm just going to use the agent I used before. I'm just going to wait until spring to sell my home and get a better deal. The process is typically will lead to an objection. And they have their plan and you are not part in their mind. So you've got to turn it around, okay? And finally, the outcome. This is the unique result and benefit the prospect believes their process will deliver for them. Examples of these are not wasting time, avoiding disappointment, proving to my neighbors and real estate agents to the world that I am right. And these 3 components that make up your objections, the key is to understand these 3 parts of the objections from their perspective, not just our own. So the first one is we want to be conciliatory when we're talking to them because they did just have a home on the market and they heard that their neighbors sold back in April for over asking. They had multiple offers in the first weekend. They've held the market for 2 months and had no showings. So that can be really frustrating for them. Like, what's wrong? What did I do wrong? It must be the agent, must be me. I don't know what it is, but something's wrong. So emphasize with them. Ask them what they think happened. Paraphrase what they say when they're being frustrated. Inquire to their perspective, their process. What's their desired outcome supposed to be? And also then you can share a happy ending to their story when working with you. Like we had someone very similar. They worked with another agent and we're getting results and they signed with us and we had their home under contract within the first week and at full asking price. And that's going to raise some questions. Well, how did you do that? And that's exactly why we need to get together. So you close for the appointment. But when you're finding the motivation, ask questions when you're being conciliatory. Go 3 levels deep, okay? Not just, we wanted to get a bigger house. Well, why did you need a bigger house? Well, we have another child on the way. Wow, what's that mean? Well, my wife is stressed. The house is way too small and always messy. So when you're getting those things, you want to make those notes and make certain that you're truly understanding what they're trying to accomplish. So 3 reasons a home does not sell. And these are things that drive them right into us, okay? Have them come up with a conclusion on their own as far as the house did not sell. People believe things that they say themselves. That's why you want to have them say it rather than you say it. Nearly everyone will say marketing because it's not their fault and it's the fault of someone else. And you can say that, you know, typically we found that there's 3 reasons a house didn't sell. One is price, and you don't look too far off on that. The other is condition based on the pictures. I don't see where that would be an issue. Another one's marketing. What do you think stopped your house from selling? Now you just actually pigeonholed into an area where you're telling them it's marketing, but they need to say that so that they understand that it was the marketing that stopped their home from selling. And again, that's one of our strengths because last year we spent over $10 million marketing and service center listings. We market internationally. That's 5% of all properties sold last year were sold to international buyers. We use social media at a high level that nobody else does. We do open houses. And I want you guys to key in why this is so important. 34% of all homes bought are first-time home buyers. Most first-time home buyers do not have an agent yet, which means the only way they can come see a house is through an open house. So by you hosting an open house and the other agent never did have an open house after 6 months, and I talked to an expired yesterday that told me that exact same thing, you're going to actually have more exposure than they did the whole time. Also, we do mailers, and we got a way to follow up with our mailers or postcards that we send out because they've got that tiny URL code, which will automatically put them in there, give them the date or the address that it came from, so we can look up the information on Brivity and reach out to them. And a lot of people that are going to inquire already own homes. Remember, 67% of the people in Tennessee own homes. So that means 67% chance that someone buying a home already owns one that you're going to sell to. The next one is close for the appointment. Okay, it sounds like your home needs to be marketed better. So the next step would be find an agent who will spend the money to market your property properly. Does today at 4 p.m. or tomorrow at 5 p.m. work best for you? And this is so important just to get in front of them, guys. If they're asking you a question, well, can't you tell me over the phone? I said I could, but again, I want to make certain that I answer all your questions. And I think some of it's going to be through some material I'm going to show you. And then you go right back to it. So would it work out today at 4 or tomorrow at 5? You always want to be asking questions so you take control of the conversation. Now, if for some reason you do not get an appointment, then you want to put them on an auto plan, okay? Call them the next day. Emphasize with them again, or just to check in and said, did the phone call slow down today? Hopefully it's not as bad for you today, because I know yesterday was probably pretty frustrating for you. Thank them for their time yesterday. Send them a market report. You want to become their trusted source for real estate. That's what you're looking to do. Now, I know a lot of that I've kind of oversimplified, but we're going to keep calling them until they list or die. Okay. And even when they die, we've got probate, so we may still get in the listing there. So what are some things you guys are running into when you talk to canceled and expireds?
I had a lot of people with them waiting till the spring.
Okay. And what are some objections to that we got? And I'll throw out a couple is, one, they still expect interest rates to go up. Well, if they're expecting interest rates to go up, you're gonna be a smaller pool of buyers that can buy it. Also, just the law of supply and demand. Everybody else is gonna put it on the market in the springtime too. So you're gonna have this large amount of competition now. And what happens when you have a lot of supply? Your price goes down. The people selling now need to get moved in before the end of the year, before springtime, for tax purposes or through job transfers. So we find a lot of times you get more for your home per square foot during the winter months than you do the summer. What other objection handlers do you have for waiting till springtime that you guys have used?
I think there's still, like someone said this week, I'm just sad we didn't buy in January or March. And so I'm just shocked that the prices are still so high. So I'm, I'm limited. These two people were like, they were teachers, so I'm just limited and I don't like the idea of spending what it costs, kind of thing.
And what are some responses you guys can make to that?
Well, you don't want to wait much longer until it continues to go down. You can get the best price right now for your home.
Yeah, offer solutions. I mean, we've got financing that we can actually get your rate down right now. So when it does change and become lower again, then you can refinance. And with our mortgage company, you don't pay a big financing fee up front, and then later they say, we'll give it to you free. Well, you've already paid for it because they already charged you $10,000 to finance your loan. Whereas BKCO Mortgage, we don't have that. What we do is it's no fees on that virtually. Okay. What other objections are you getting on canceled and expired right now, besides wait till spring? How about I'm going to stay with the same agent? And then what you need to ask them is, what are they going to do differently this time they didn't do last time?
One that is being presented is my interest rate is so much lower right now in my home than what I'm going to be looking at if I go buy something.
They've got the golden handcuffs. And what if we can find you a home with an assumable loan that you could take at a lower interest rate? Would that work out for you? Because assumables are, now, again, with assumable loans, whatever finance company has the loan currently sets the parameters as far as assuming that loan. So keep that in mind. But if you could find someone, again, now you're getting them talking to you and you're offering solutions where the other agent didn't have that. Okay. Any other objections you're running into on canceled and expires?
Just tired, we need a break, and holidays are coming up, trying to get the house ready for the holidays. So it wouldn't be a good time to do it right when, right when we're about to hit Thanksgiving.
Yep. I tell you what, that's a great point. One of the things though is a lot of homes sell really well because they are decorated for the holidays. And what we can do is we can schedule your showings for you, where we can only say that showings are going to be on Thursdays and Saturdays, if that's what we need to do. Because people that have to move with this inventory going down, they're going to be looking for those type of homes. And if it's decorated for Christmas, great. All right. The biggest thing too, guys, is your follow-up, just like what Janet talked about with her client that decided to list with her yesterday, is make certain that we're doing their phone calls. And tonight is a great time to do it. We've got call night tonight throughout place. Every team has it sometimes a little bit different because of the monthly schedule. But what we want to do is reach out to those expires that we need to follow up with for sale by owners. And the other part is your sphere. On your sphere right now, just give them a call. And if you don't have their address or you haven't checked in with them for a while, this is a great time to do it because you can just pick up the phone and say, hey, Johnny, this is Wes, and I want to apologize. I haven't been in contact with you this year as I should. The real estate market, as you probably heard, is really crazy. And I'm trying to get back in Kelter. And I'm getting ready to send out you a card, and I want to verify I have your right address. So can I get your address from you? It's an easy call to make. And then you can also check out, I still got your email as 123@gmail.com. Is that correct? So you can also verify to make certain you're getting reports. And then you can go into your forward as far as how's your family doing? What do you got plans for the holidays? Are you still working at such and such? Okay, how's that working out for you? Okay, and what have you guys got, as far as, your plans coming up that you want to do next year? So you're talking about their dreams too. But these calls are so easy to make, guys. Just get in the right mindset for it, use your scripts that we've got, and we'll do great on it. What other comments or suggestions does anybody have on expired or canceled? Steve, anything else to add there?
Not really, Wes. I mean, you guys covered it really, really well. I would just say the reminder that, while we always go for the appointment on that first call, Anthony always says, rarely do they meet you right then, right? Because of all the reasons that you said, they're frustrated and things like that. But getting permission to stay in touch and then just being the king or queen of follow-up is typically how that turns into a listing.
Yeah, tried and true processes. That's what we're going to get into this year. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. The recording is going to be on YouTube later today. So you guys can pull it. Also, new agents can look at it too that are coming on the team. I know we've got quite a few coming up. So anything I can do or Steve can do to help, let us know. All right. Next week, we're going to be having a call on Brivity dials as far as people doing that at a high level. So it'll be a great call. I will see you
Thanksgiving.
there. Oh, won't have one next Thursday. We'll have turkey instead, guys. Okay.
Why not, Wes? We can't have Tennessee Power Up on Thanksgiving?
We can, but you'll be watching me eat turkey and cranberry sauce on biscuits and stuff like that, because I really like that.
Okay, all right.
All right, you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.